Congresswoman Bass, what does it say that just a week after Derek Chauvin's conviction for the murder of George Floyd, the nation finds itself in a tragically familiar situation where there are serious questions being raised about how and why police killed another black man?
Well, I think it just shows you the extent of the problem. And remember, there are 3 cases that we're dealing with that happened within hours of the verdict. And there was also a girl, a 16-year-old, who was killed as well, and a 13-year-old boy. So actually, that's 4 cases. On average, about 3 people die a day at the hands of police. So I think we're just really becoming aware of a problem that has been there for more years than I can count.
So investigations are obviously important, and there are things that police can sometimes justify in not releasing to the public
Right.
while an investigation is ongoing. But in the specific case in North Carolina, do you think there's any justification for the police to withhold the video of Andrew Brown Jr. being killed?
I mean, I am shocked at the way they have mishandled this situation, and I don't have a doubt in my mind that this is a complete cover-up. They literally invited the family to come in and see the videotape. And then when they got there, they decided they needed to redact it or edit it. So how could that possibly result in any trust, not just from the family, but from the entire community? And then just to show them the last 20 seconds of their relative's life was cruel.
So you obviously sponsored the George Floyd Act, which passed the House twice, I believe, but you're now in negotiations on what could be a bipartisan bill with Republican Senator Tim Scott. What's the status of those negotiations, and what are the specific holdups at this point?
Well, let me just say that actually conversations started right after March 3rd in the House with the Problem Solvers Caucus under the leadership of Josh Gottheimer, Pete Staupper, and other members. And so they started off on bipartisan. And we do have certain issues that are difficult, such as qualified immunity and reducing the requirement to prosecute an officer. So right now we see case after case where an officer is involved in a shooting or something else that resulted in great bodily injury or death. And then we will see a DA not even prosecute, not even bring charges. Well, that's because the bar to bring charges is so high, officers are rarely prosecuted. And then they don't have to worry about having any civil liability, which is why you saw Derek Chauvin look at the camera while he was murdering George Floyd. So that's what we need to address. That's a difficult area that we're trying to grapple with right now.
Any progress?
Yes, I think there's significant progress. As a matter of fact, I feel very confident that we're going to get a bill, a bipartisan bill, on President Biden's desk within the next few weeks.
Well, that would be something. The nation would certainly like to see that. As you know,
Yes.
President Biden will address a joint session of Congress tomorrow night to mark his first 100 days in office. You won the lottery. You will actually be one of the, not few, but several dozen or hundreds of members who will actually be in the crowd there. He is expected to speak about police reform. What do you hope to hear from him?
Well, I am really honored that the Speaker Pelosi did invite me to attend. I want to hear President Biden really tell the Congress that he wants a bill on his desk in short order. I want to hear the push and the pressure from him. And we know that he has called for this. And if he elevates it to the point of being a key part of his address, I think it will give us the momentum we need to get across the finish line.
Congresswoman Karen Bass, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.